Hello, how you doing? Or should I say, we wish you a good day, eh? All Italians, they talk like the is bouncing on the trampoline. Pay the rent, pay the rent. I can't pay the rent. Pay the rent. I can't pay the rent. I'll pay the rent. My hero. Hi, can you tell my mom and dad and sister and brother are all related in more ways than one? Our family tree has one long branch. Like you're thinking, what the hell are you doing? Tuesday it was. It was. Brian had an MRI done on his knee early in the morning, so I went over there to watch the kiddos when Ashley went to work. And I entertained the kids for a little while. And we played, and Daddy came home. He is thinking of buying a hybrid car, which is like half gas and half electric. So he has a certain length of time until prices will rise on these things. So in the interim, he's leasing an all-electric Ioniq 5. It's a Hyundai Ioniq 5. It's a nice little car. It's very quiet. Rides very smoothly. It's all black inside, so it gets hotter than hell because it was like 100 degrees today. 37.7 Celsius, something like that. It was pretty hot today. So his truck needed an oil change. He's not going to get rid of the truck until he knows for sure that he wants to replace it with either electric or hybrid or something. He's pretty sure. And his truck's 10 years old or something, I think. It's been serving him well. Of course, we don't drive like maniacs, and we take care of stuff and we maintain it, so it will last a while. Anyway, be that as it may, his truck has information that pops up on the dashboard as well. It said you need an oil change. So he's scheduling an oil change at a place called Pep Boys. Personally, in my dealings with Pep Boys, I don't trust them, but that's a big place for everyone to go around here. So he says, can you drive my truck and I'll drive the kids in the electric car? We'll go up to Pep Boys and then I'll bring you home. We'll all come home, and when it's done, we'll go up there and you can drive the truck back. And I said, okay. So we did that. And he had the oil change, and I drove back in the truck. He says, be careful, I don't want you to wreck my truck. I said, I won't. And the way he would have come home would take a little more time and had more traffic. And it was like 4 o'clock going home type traffic. Even in the little towns around here, it just really lots of cars. So I took a road that's not often traveled, which comes down right near this neighborhood. We're at the edge of civilization, sort of, kind of, and I had no problem. It was hotter than hell today, hotter than the hinges of Hades, as my friend from high school's dad used to say. He was from Texas. He had a lot of those kind of sayings. Like colder than a witch's tit, hotter than the hinges of Hades, jumping around like two frogs on a hot plate, that kind of stuff. So what do I want to be concise and say today? So that's what we did today, and then I hung out with the kids, and I played Wipeout. It's a song from the 60s. Kind of like surfer type music. A lot of drums and the kids are dancing around like crazy electrified monkeys, and Brian took a picture of that. And the little guy, he loves that beach music, the surfing music. I put on some other surfing music. the Hawaii Five-O theme song by The Ventures. And he just all over the place, wiggling and dancing, and so he loves it. So next time I'm alone with the little guy and we have meal time, that's the kind of music I'm going to put on. He's going to have a delightful time. But they both had a really good time, and it was time for the little guy to have a nap, and I thought I'll have a nap too. So I fixed myself lunch, and I sat here in this chair. I slept for about an hour and a half, I guess. I was out like a light. And then I went back over there because we were going to pick up Brian's car eventually, so I went back over to their place on the other side of the door. And Spencer was sitting and playing Mario Kart or some kind of Mario thing, race. And he'd been left there he was playing that for like an hour. And there's like 16 players or something, and you get to choose your player and you get to choose your vehicle, and you have these various races, and you can do long races or short races or whatever. He knows how to pick all that. He's not even 4 yet. Next month they'll be 4. And he's playing and driving, and there's certain things, if you run into him, gives you power, and other things will knock your score down and put you further behind everyone else. And these oncoming cars, some of them have something in there, like inside the car you can see like a purple dot or something. If you hit those, I think you get points. And the other cars, if they hit you, it knocks you back or something. And he was getting all discouraged when he went from 3rd place to 16th. And I said, I'm being the cheerleader basically, don't worry. Just keep trying. If you give up now, it means you won't have tried. And he won 1st place in that round. And I said, see, if you would have given up, it would have been it. And he's driving this game, and other cars are coming. He goes, fucking cars. I said, what did you say? You didn't hear that from me. Muttering under his breath, of fucking cars. He's not even 4. Oh my God. We went back and retrieved the truck. It was going home traffic, so I came, like I mentioned, the back road, and I didn't have any problem. But they stopped to get some kind of Mexican food, which is what I made myself for lunch today. And Brian said, "Do you want anything?" I said, "No, no, thanks." So I'll just have a piece of blueberry pie and coffee and then go to bed, which I just had the pie and coffee. It's 8 p.m. Tomorrow morning I have my doctor appointment that I waited 6 or 7 months for. I'm going to talk about my ears and my back pain. And I hope they find out something about the back at least. The ears, I can put a pen cap in there and scratch them and put in Vicks VapoRub and try to do what I can. But the back, I need that remedied. And tomorrow night, since I don't have rehearsal till brush up on Thursday, tomorrow night, open mic night, I might go and be nasty and just let it all loose. Yeah. Yeah. What else was I going to say? Not a whole lot. There's an ad on Facebook for the play that we're in, and I have a lot of different. They have pictures of me in different scenes and stuff on there, and I showed the kids. I said, "See if you can find Grandma," and it would, doom 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 doom, and Spencer goes, "There you are, there you are," and there's the big teddy bear. That's a big part of the story. Was sitting on a couch, and each character went up to it and dealt with the bear as our character would. I was like talking to it, or like motioning to it and hugging it. One character was angry and shaking the bear, and Spencer said, "That's not very nice. Why is he being mean to the bear?" I said, "That's his character. He's a really nice man. He's an actor." I'm trying to tell Spencer that just because there's a person that acts mean in a movie, that does not mean that they're mean in real life. They might be, but it doesn't necessarily. And then he was talking about Harry Potter. He's really into Harry Potter. And not only does he talk about Harry Potter, he talks in a British accent. Oh, I'm Harry Potter. Like, oh, you're Spencer Potter? No, I'm Harry Potter. You know Harry Potter? And I said, yes. Have you met Harry Potter? Is he nice? And I had to tell him about actors and stuff, which kind of burst a bubble because he really likes Harry Potter. But yeah, he'll believe what he wants to believe. And Harry Potter. And I said, do you know what they call French fries in England? No, they call them chips. Oh. If they talk about fish and chips, that means they have a piece of fish and they have French fries. Oh. I said, you know what they call potato chips in England? No. I said, they call them crisps. And he thought, well, that sounds like it makes sense. And he's not even 4 yet. Incredible kid. Was there anything else important? Tomorrow's Wednesday, Whoop Whoop Wednesday, where I'll have a joke for you. It might be something I've told once or twice in the last 17 years. It's hard to think of something new or find a new joke. It really is. And I'm trying to keep it fairly clean. I mean, there are some really raunchy ones out there, I could tell. I mean, one of my favorite ones is a raunchy one. It's hot. Maybe I'll tell that one. It's one of those hot day jokes. It's disgusting. And people that have watched me for a while, I told it within the last 2 years. So you'll go, oh yeah, I know that one. But I don't know. It's too raunchy to share with all my family and friends on Facebook, but I'll have to put a warning up there because it's really gross and nasty. Yeah, something else. I couldn't sleep last night. I tossed and turned. My back hurt. I'm downing ibuprofen and my stomach hurts from it. And I hope they can discover something that's fixable. A halfway's decent, not so hard to fix. Yeah. I made breakfast for the next 5 days. 3 days will be cornmeal mush. And I warm it up. And it has a little butter on there and some maple syrup. And the other 2 days are pancake pieces. I made just a couple pancakes and cut them all up. So it'll be cornmeal mush, pancakes, cornmeal mush, pancakes, cornmeal mush. Tomorrow's supper is one of those pork loins. I breaded and fried and all that with gravy and cabbage. That's tomorrow. The next day will probably be some kind of tacos again. I made some tacos today. They weren't too bad. I'm not that big on Hispanic food. I'm not big on East Indian food either. I just boring meat potatoes type of guy. And I know there's a lot of people that have become veterinarians. Yeah! A lot of people have become vegetarians and vegans within the last 8 years. A lot. Even my pen pal of 54 years, he's really gone almost off the deep end, the other direction from meat and potatoes. And then the guy that was interested in me for a while, who lives in Milan, Italy, he and his kids are all vegan. And when I was first interested in him, my son Scott said, Mom, that's not vegetarian. That's something totally different. It's a whole lifestyle. And you better check it out. If you don't think you could hack it, don't go any further with this guy because he'll drop you. And he was right. It's very strict. I'm sure it's a really good way to live, but I just can't. It's like electric cars. I would be afraid to try to drive it. I guess in an emergency, if Brian was sick or something and I was in the car with him, I would try to drive it. But things that weren't around when I was a kid, I mean, we had black and white TV. Color didn't come in until I was about 10 or 12. We didn't have microwave until I was about 14, 15. We had an Amana brand microwave, which was like a tank. It was huge. You could fit a medium-sized dog in there. No, don't take it that way. It was that big, okay? And dishwashers were not common. People were the dishwashers. And air conditioning, where I lived up Midwest North, people didn't really have air conditioning. You could control it by having big trees and windows on every wall of the house and cross ventilation, having a basement, that kind of thing. Ways people kept cool, and there's other ways people used to keep cool. And without looking, I can tell I've talked way too long. But tomorrow morning we'll see what we shall see about my back and my ears, and I'll let you know. I hope they can find something out, and hope it's not bad. I just want to live a decent, quiet, peaceful life. You get to a certain age and you don't, well, at least me, I'm a homebody. I don't need hustle and bustle of big city life or being entertained constantly or going to movies. Someone said in the play or talked about going to the Naked Gun movie. And I said, the last movie my son took me to was Interstellar, and I fell asleep. He goes, you're not a movie person? I said, well, I just don't want to waste money if I'm not interested in it, or if I fall asleep or whatever, that's expensive. I'm a cheapskate, I guess. Or frugal, let me put it that way. But, yeah. Tomorrow I'll have to make some more dinners after I eat the pork thing. I will make like a taco dinner and maybe another pork thing, or I know, I'll make the taco dinner after let's see, that would be Thursday. And Friday I'll make fettuccine carbonara. I don't have spaghetti noodles, I use fettuccine because it holds more sauce or whatever. And from the Bounty of the Garden, I made like a tomato typey sauce, and I will use that to make a pizza. It's enough. I put some on pasta and took it over them. No one's eaten it yet. But I will put the rest of it on like a homemade pizza shell or something and have pizza made with the Bounty of the Garden. I'm not sure though, I think Sunday Ashley and her sister are going to come see the play. So this week's still pretty busy. And I don't know, it makes me tired. It exhausts me. Well, I'm not even going to look to see how long this is. I'm really sorry it's so long. But, take care, y'all. I'm glad you're there. Try to stay cool if you can. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's been bloody hot. And there's been fires everywhere, even up in Canada. North Canada. Fires. It's like the end of the world. My mom, before she died, she said, it's going to be the end of the world. Of course, when she spoke, it was like she was an oracle or something, so. Just going to try to do the best I can. To have empathy for people, be kind, and do to others as you would like have done to you. It's a good way to live. That's called the golden rule. Just be kind and loving, and hopefully there'll be another day to go upward and onward.